Okay, so today we're going to be opening up the template that I've created for you. Keep in mind this template is an APA format just because it's becoming more and more prevalent if you were to continue your education, that no matter what your major is, they're going to want you to be able to write papers following this format. No, Mrs. Karn did not make the rules of this format. Some of them I don't even like myself, but it's the format and I want you to know it because it's important. If you want to go to college, there are teachers or professors that will legitimately not accept papers if it's not formatted correctly, no matter how great the content is. So I want to make sure you're very, very much aware. Okay. So, as you go through, I will tell you, you notice there's no due date right now just because I don't know yet when the final paper is going to be due. You will, however, get grades the whole way through. And I'm just going to get on your paper as you're working on it and grade it. Okay. But you are not to click submit until the whole thing is done. Because the minute you click submit, then you can no longer work on it. And I want you to just continue working on it and we'll do it in chunks. Okay. So on the title page, we're going to focus on 2 pages today, the title page and then page number 2 for the abstract. I've already set the header with the page numbers. So you'll see the page numbers are already present on every single page 1 through 8, 8 being the minimum. And you'll probably go over that, I'm guessing. Okay. Next, I want you to come up with some sort of title of paper. You can come up with something that's directly, your person's name, or you can make a more generic title or something really creative, if you will. Totally up to you what you want to do, but you need to have some sort of title. You can even come up with some, just random title today and then adjust it later on if you want to. That is perfectly fine as well. If you see on mine, I'm doing an example all the way through. Hold on one second. So I did non-traditional practices in American education. I could have just as easily said the importance of Maria Montessori in the educational field or something. Okay, totally up to you. Now, I will tell you, there is this thing on every page called a running head. It's in the header. You might have to double click to make it open. But you literally, this is a part of APA I don't like. I don't understand necessarily the purpose, but you literally have to have the word running head. Don't delete it. I don't like it, but that's the format. You have the word running head, you have colon, and then after the colon, you take your title of your paper and you put it in all caps. My least favorite part. Okay. And then the page number I've already preset for you. And then once you've changed that and you click off of it, if you go to every other page in this document, it automatically puts the running head on top of every single page of this paper. So you don't have to do this every time because the header does it for you. Okay. And then after you've come up with a title and you've completed the running head, make sure you also have your name, your first and last name, and then you're going to have the school in which you're writing the paper for. You're not going to abbreviate it. So Springfield Clark Career Technology Center, not Technical Center. It's technology. A couple people will put technical today. It's Technology Center. If you are at a college, that's where you would put the university name or the whatever school you're at. But for now, Springfield Clark Career Technology Center. Also note that the font is Times New Roman 12. It needs to stay that throughout. So keep in mind, there's probably going to be a lot of copy and pasting from your notes once you get into the paper writing, which is okay. Just make sure at the end you hit Control A so it highlights everything and change it to Times New Roman 12. Okay? I'll give you a second to fill out your title page. By the way, this title page is worth 5 points. Running head, page number, which I already did for you, so there's a free point. You're welcome. Title, your name, school. 5 points just for doing that, okay? And these points add up quickly. All right. So, yes, ma'am. Is it about the title page? Okay, give me 1 second. There. Okay, so that's page 1. That's something I want you to have done. We're going to do page 2. And then if you're not done with your outline, you'll have plenty of time to work on it. Okay, because page 2 is not very difficult, especially if you've completed the first part of your outline. Okay. So again, at the top, you have your running head and your title, but it should automatically be there. Page 2 should also automatically be there, and the title abstract should be there. You will have a paragraph on this page, and then underneath your paragraph, you'll skip a couple spaces. You'll have the word keywords, and then you'll list your 3 parts of your paper. In my case, it's Maria Montessori, Montessori schools, and Montessori toys. Now, I was very methodical about your outline, so this would be a piece of cake, okay? So this paragraph literally just follows the first part of your outline, the A, B, C, D, and E, okay? So A will cover that first sentence. That first sentence wants you to begin your paragraph with the definition that you found online concerning your career field. Then you end that sentence with putting the name of the website in parentheses and a period. That was letter A on your outline. Then the second sentence is, then give at least one more sentence telling me about your field. That is B, where you can break it up into 1 or 2 sentences. Whatever you put for B is your second sentence, okay? The third sentence is, discuss how your person, place, or thing or idea revolutionized or changed your field in some way. On your outline, that's C, so you can copy and paste that, okay? Then your next sentence is, discuss how many people in your career tech lab had heard of your research person. That's the next letter, okay? So that's right where it says D. What's the percentage of people who had heard of your person? Okay. And then the final sentence is just make a final statement on how this paper should educate the reader about the person, place, thing, or idea. And I'll give you a model sentence that you're free to mimic if you desire here in a moment. But note, this paragraph should be no less than 5 sentences. I think mine ended up being 6 because I broke up the information about the career a little bit further, but 5 at minimum. And if you did your outline, this paragraph should be a piece of cake, okay? So let me show you my example. My example is early childhood education, also known as nursery education, is a branch of education theory that relates to the teaching of children from birth up to age 8. Where did I get that from? Wikipedia. Did I put www.wikipedia.com? No, just the word Wikipedia in parentheses and capitalized as the title of the website. Then the next sentence, I actually broke my notes up into 2 sentences. This is the most important time in a child's life. It is the first opportunity for children to learn how to interact with other children. It is the foundation to their future academic skills. And this is a time they will develop interests that may be lifelong. Okay? Now I'm going to talk about my person. Maria Montessori, her philosophy of education and the development of schools have had a large impact on the way education is viewed around the world. And then my data. When I asked my peers about Maria Montessori, 65% of students in the ECEC, or Early Childhood Education and Care Lab, had heard of her. And then my final sentence, which you're free to mimic if you desire, after a great amount of research and note-taking, comma, this paper will discuss the importance of Maria Montessori, the Montessori school concept, and the invention and purpose behind Montessori toys, period. Your abstract and your conclusion in this paper may contain personal pronouns. The 3 researched area, no. But your abstract and your conclusion, because you have opinions in there of your own, may include you, me, I, whatever the case is. Then your key word should be your person, place, or thing, okay, which you have in your notes as well. But this should be a paragraph in which you barely have to think about because you already did the work. And that was my goal. There's a method to Mrs. Carnes' madness. If you do the outline, then the paragraphs will come. Okay? Any questions? So, one more thing I do want to mention. As you're working through this whole process, every time you type something, the next page, now mine isn't because I've already corrected it, but the next page is probably automatically, whoops, not that, probably going to shift down, okay? I'm guessing it'll probably be like somewhere in the middle. So every time you finish one paper or one page, go to the next page, see, did it shove it down? If it did, just bring it back up, okay? Whoops. And then you just make sure the title is centered, okay? Because it's just going to happen. I've already did the whole template for you, and naturally, as you type, it's going to push things down. You just have to fix it when you're done, okay?